Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and, of course, hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the moat in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can probably use the moats. Aristofan hit me with those moats even before I asked, which is lovely. But yeah, if you're a subscriber, you can throw those moats in. If you're not a subscriber, you can just say hi. You got options. There are various things you can do. I want to thank you all for being here on a Monday evening for the stream. Thank you very much for spending a little part of your evening, or maybe it's your afternoon, maybe it's your late night. Maybe it's your morning. Thanks for spending a little time here with me in the old bear cave. Um, we're working on a great kit. It's been fun to work on a master grade. It's been a hot minute since we worked on one of this size and detail. So very excited about that. Of course, working on the Strike Rouge Ootori. The Ootori references the equipment that is on the back. So there's a big backpack for this kit. Lovely, various shades of red on here and pink, and it doesn't show up quite right in this light. But this isn't like a pure white. This is off white. It is almost a pink color, and it's fantastic. This kit really takes a good marker. So panel lining has been very fun for this. And yeah, I hope you're doing well out there. I'm doing all right. I'm hanging out here in the old bear cave. So I don't think we're not finishing this tonight. I don't even know if we're gonna finish it on Thursday because there is a lot of detail on the backpack. But there are some things that I'm like debating whether or not I'm gonna do when we get to the backpack, which obviously I don't think we're getting to tonight. We're working on the feet, as you can see. This thing we finished the feet up on this, and we did the upper body. It needs legs. It does not have legs. So we do need to put legs on this thing, and we will put legs on this thing. Uh, so that is the thing that we will do. Don't worry. We got to build the legs. So we got to put the legs on, then the side skirts. Then let's see. I'm gonna look ahead. What do we do when that's done? They say, okay, then we do the weapons, we do the shield, we do the gun. Not too much. Then we do the Ootori, which is also like a whole flight thing that clips on the back. So we got to build the whole thing, and then attach the whole thing. But it's pretty cool. And there's a display stand, which is nice to have because when we put this backpack on, it is going to not want to stand up on its own. Because it is a big old backpack thing and a giant sword. Don't worry, if you're like, oh, Pat, I'm bummed that it only has that one gun and a shield. Don't worry, it's got a sword it is the whole height of the kit. So that is always a good time. Um, Also, at this point in the stream, early on, I am just, we're here. Let's say this is like, it's a pregame lobby, right? We're hanging out in here waiting for matchmaking to happen. Only in this case, we are waiting to see if a few more folks decide they'd like to join us, which would be great. If not, that's also okay. It could be just a light evening. Those happen, and I'm not like, again, well, I don't like them, but I also understand them. Sometimes it's just a light night. Then other times, like 10 minutes into the stream, we get raided by 50 people, and it's like, oh, okay, well, we're going to be good for a while. As folks decide if they're going to stick around or not. You never know out in the world of the old streaming. Um, but thanks to everybody who is here right now in the intro portion of the stream as we get ready to continue working on this kit. Before I go in, this is obviously, most of y'all know this, but I'll say it here, and then I'll also say it when I'll also mention it later in the stream, but also for folks that are watching the VOD later here, either on YouTube or on Twitch. Plastic Bottle Weekender. Plamo Weekender is coming up. That is happening the Friday, April 16th through the 18th. I am going to be streaming from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central, which is 9 p.m. to midnight here for me. Hey, what's up, Epic Open World? Happy to have you here. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, so that is at twitch.tv/Plamo Weekender. I will be hosting the stream while I am streaming. I'll host it here in this chat, so you can hang out if you want in this chat if you don't want to be in the regular one. But I won't be checking that chat. I'll just be in the Plamo Weekender. And I'm doing a donation challenge during it. So, what are we raising money for? The Cure Alzheimer's Fund. We're raising money for that. If you donate $20 at any point during the weekend, you are entered to win a bunch of prizes. So as an incentive to encourage people to donate while I'm streaming, every time we hit $50, that's cumulative, so it doesn't have to just be you. You can donate $25. Someone else jumps in with 30. oh boy, we just hit 55. We're going to open a random pack of trading cards. I got some movie cards and some anime cards and some trading card games. I got a bunch. One pack has a card that's very huge for some reason. Um, and then another pack, it was a booster, so it came with three little packs and then two random cards. And one of them I was very excited about. Just to get Q Cube just subscribed with Twitch Prime. That's 8 months, currently on 8 month streak. Thank you so much, Q Cube's going to throw the applause in there as we go to the overhead. And of course, I will get the emotes, and feel free to throw some emotes in there. And thank Q Cubed for being a subscriber. Uh, got them in there, and I'm gonna go hit retweet on my tweet because we're gonna get building. Let's just get building. Why not? We can we can hang out all the time, but why not get in there and get building? Um, let's just get into it. Working on the legs here. So these are the feet. We saw that there. We've got the upper part of our kit right there, and we're gonna move on with it. Got my old God hands here, the PN 120s, which have been a delight. I've had these only for a couple weeks, but I'm just in love with them. They are just unbelievably fantastic. Harold is hosting the stream. Thank you very much, Harold, for hosting the stream. I appreciate it, my friend, and welcome as always. Thank you very much for that support. All right, so we got the feet done. We got most of this done there. We're done with all of this pink that I couldn't figure out what to call it because it's not this and it's not this. So we just said feet so that I knew what to use for the markers on. And then we'll get into this. So each of these has to work on the legs. The legs are, except with the exception of, I should say, where they lock into place with the waist, they are symmetrical. So we are able to build them at the same time, almost all of it, which is handy. Epic Open World says, so today I went to get my COVID shot and got to the place and no one was there. Turns out I am over anxious and my appointment is next week. Epic Open World. That, as I was reading that sentence and I was not looking ahead, I was getting frustrated and mad and then relieved, and also that I laughed a little bit inside. So Epic Open World, while I am not, while I am glad that, one, I'm glad you got an appointment. Two, I'm glad that it wasn't something where like things weren't going to work right and you just couldn't get it that day or you got turned away for some other reason. Happy about that. Of all the reasons not to get a shot, just getting the time wrong. Hey, I'll say this. I'm glad it wasn't actually last week and is instead next week. That's great, buddy. That you just you messed it up in the best way possible. But yeah, I'm sure that you were planning on doing today, and that changing your plans around wasn't the best. But yeah, at least it wasn't supposed to be last week, and you just didn't. You would have no showed an appointment. So, well, hey, also now you know how to get there. That's great. You did a trial run. That's cool. Um, for those following along at home, I am now. I will be getting my shot. That for me is coming up on Thursday. I'm getting my second shot on Thursday. So right now, I am planning on streaming on Thursday night. I'm getting the second Pfizer shot. Have I heard that people have had bad reactions to it and it's knocked some people out, knocked them right on their butts? Yes, I have heard that. I got the one where I only have to get one shot. Oh, nice! You got the Johnson & Johnson. Well, cool. So next week you'll get vaccination. You're just a week off schedule. No problem. Yeah, I got the Pfizer, so I'm getting my second shot tomorrow. Or sorry, Thursday, I should say. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Getting my shot on Thursday. I'll get the shot. We'll see. I am planning, as I said. I will make a judgment call that day. I am certainly not going to stream while I am under the weather. I do not care. I very much enjoy streaming. I very much want to. My second Pfizer shot was not bad. Hope it works for you. Thank you very much, Aristofan. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that Moderna has people have had more issues with that than the Pfizer. But as I said, I do not know. I I do not know if that's going to happen or not. So, yeah, I'll make a judgment call because while I do enjoy streaming very much, I don't want to stream while I'm not feeling well. So if I'm not feeling great, I won't stream. But there you go. That's honestly that's the case all the time. Luckily for me anyway, knock on wall because I can't touch. No, knock on wood. My chair's got wood on it. Uh, for me, I don't get sick that often. So you folks that have been here for a while, long time friends, will know that generally when I miss it is because my internet has been bad or back years ago when I first started doing it, occasionally, like on a Thursday, I would have to go into work because someone was sick, or there was the day that one of my employees got very frustrated and just walked off the job, and I had to, and called me and said, "Hey, I'm going to finish this up and then I'm going to leave. So you need to get down here because I am quitting." Uh, and I was like, "Cool, cool. Hey, I'm not doing my stream now. Great. See everybody later. I'll do my it's like I'll stream later." Uh, it happens. It happened every now and again. Every now and again, shit would happen. But for the most part, I have never canceled my stream due to illness because that is just not a thing that happens with me. And it is not because I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling well, but the stream must go on. No, 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 no. I love doing this. I look forward to doing this. Uh, Back in the day, in the old days, where I would only stream on Wednesday once a month, and I would stream every Thursday and every Saturday. Around Tuesday, I would start to get anxious about my streams because I hadn't done any model kit building since Saturday, and I love to build model kits. So I would start being like, "Oh, I can't wait for it. I wish it wanted to be Thursday. I want to build my model kits." Um, I still really love doing it. Don't get me wrong. I don't have that kind of like, um, sometimes I'll say this: if I had like an easy Tuesday, because some Tuesdays I've got stuff going on, I'm doing things. Other Tuesdays I don't have a lot on my plate. If I have an easy Tuesday, if tomorrow ends up being an easy day, by the end of the day I'll go, huh? Do I have a no? I don't. Do I have a stream tonight? Should I? Should I? I have wondered about that. Now I don't want to get in that habit because I think that is a bad habit. The um, I set a like, and obviously that this means more for people who are professional streamers, folks that are out there all the ding dang time, making it happen, going full throttle. That is not the situation I'm in. I am obviously in a different situation than that. Um, but those folks that are like, this is my day off, and they're like, hey, we're doing a bonus stream with the community, and it's like, take your day off, please. I know this is work, but please. I'm not in that situation, obviously, but I do stream 4 nights a week, so I am semi in that situation, and I do have to think about it now and again. If I'm like as you know, as I mentioned here on the 16th, I will be streaming as it part of a charity event. Well, that Thursday, the 15th, I'm not going to stream because then I would be streaming Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I already did that once this year, and I don't want to do it again. And that one Friday stream I did where I added an extra stream, that was the Anime Awards. So that wasn't that long of a stream. That was like an hour and 45-minute stream. So it wasn't the biggest problem to do. But I was still like, that is not going to be a consistent Pat Bear thing. That is an inconsistent thing. That is an occasional. I guess we're going to do this thing because I can't live my life like that. Same way, like on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, the plan right now is I'm going to play the demo for the sequel to Arcade Spirits, the new Challengers, which is the title for the sequel. That demo, that's not going to be an hour and a half demo. I can't imagine. I'm still debating what I'm going to be playing after that, but the plan is to be like, all right, I'm going to play this demo, and then we're going to do some other stuff. Still, as I said, right now, don't know what that other stuff is going to be. It'll be another game, but I'm not going to stream for hours on Wednesday. That's just not my style. No disrespect to you, obviously, folks. If you are out there and you are a multi-hour streamer, if you're getting out there and you're doing it, and you're going and you're putting your hours on the clock, um, uh, good on you. That's just not how I operate. Harold says, I'll be playing that on my stream tomorrow. Hell yeah, check out that demo. I really like that game. I should have streamed it more than the one time we did. The This is the thing. This has only happened with that game. Um, because I rarely play narrative driven games on stream that I then immediately keep playing. Like after the stream ended, I like got up, stretched out, did whatever, came back, sat down, and went, well, I'll play a little bit and I'll just go back. And then I just kept playing it. And so I never streamed it again because I was just wanted it to be a game for me, and my playthrough to be the playthrough. So, Hearthstone, obviously I stream Hearthstone and do whatever. I'm never thinking about, or like my Pokemon Emerald randomizer. I'm never thinking, oh, I'm going to dive back into that and just play around a little bit. Like I'll start another save if I really wanted to. That actually, you know what? Maybe that'll be what I play uh, on Wednesday after. I'll bust up the Pokemon randomizer. I really do love playing that. That'd be fun. All right, so this is gonna go. Just figuring out how this works here. Don't mind me. Okay, so clips in there like that. All right, great. Now we can put one of these together. Epic World says, if you are Kate Stark and streaming GTA 5 RP server shenanigans all day. Yeah, I mean, Kate is a full-time streamer, right? And Kate is very much in the mindset that she streams for long periods of time. And she streams consistently, and she streams a lot. And, like, obviously, all the power to her for making that choice and for making her job and her career right now is doing that. Obviously, I have a lot of respect for Kate and all that she does and the community she builds. Uh, but yeah, I'm not wired that way. I would have to do a lot more streams that were variety streams and a lot less model kit build, or not a lot less model kit building, but I would have to do a lot of streams that didn't involve me model kit building. So I'm going to only do so many of them. All right, we're going to get this part of the leg done here. Luckily, they give you a bit of a diagram about how this is supposed to go. Got any questions about what I'm doing? Anything about the build? Feel free to ask. Let's see. That is the weird thing that came out of quarantine. Felicia Day, Gary Whitta, and Kate Stark getting into GTA 5 RP. Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's consistently. Yeah, I'm more about the short streams. Yeah, I think it is always interesting to see what games people are playing. Like, are people really into this game, or is it a multiplayer game, and are people just lonely? And are people who are watching streams looking for like community things because they are also just fucking lonely? Like, obviously, skill and interest, and is this a fun game? Is this is there interesting things? Is this something fun for me to have on? Is a big part of it. But I also think that, like, in my opinion, a lot of for streamers, it's a lot of like, okay, yeah, there's a new update to Among Us, great. Oh, there's a new season of Fall Guys, great. These are games I can play with people. Uh, there's a new Jackbox, great. Like whatever it is. It is. I think a lot of it is just like, oh, what can I do here? Let me have some fun. Hey, Lord Crashington, welcome to the stream. Um, let's see. I hope people had a good Easter, or had a good Sunday, because I know obviously not everybody, even folks that are religious, that doesn't, or if you're the Catholic faith, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are big on Easter. A lot of people are, some people aren't. Um, it is a holiday that we like here in the Baer family. Um, So this is also the first Easter that I've spent with my folks in quite some time. Back in the old days when I lived in New York and they lived in Connecticut, I would take the train. Sometimes I would come on a Saturday and leave on Sunday. Sometimes I would come on the Sunday and leave on Monday, or I might just do Sunday and Sunday. It all kind of depended on what my schedule was like. And then I don't know if this was because of it or it was just coincidence, but one year there was a PAX East that was Easter weekend, and I think that's probably the last time I did that. That I would, like I skipped it, and then I think that was it. And then my folks moved to South Carolina, and it didn't make sense for me to fly there. Yeah, Harold says 2012. Yeah, that PAX East, um, PAX East because it always fluctuates when it is rough because uh, one year it was daylight. No, sorry. One year was Easter. Many years it has been daylight savings, and that's obviously the spring ahead, where you just to lose an hour when you already are losing so many hours is rough. Um, hey, Lashbrook, welcome, welcome. Um, Throwing those emotes in there. Yeah, it is. That's a rough time when you're like, hey, I'm at this convention. Oh, we're all losing an hour. I'm already exhausted. Um, but yeah. Also, it being Easter is tough for some people who are traveling because suddenly their trains or buses or planes on a Sunday are just very expensive. Now, that Monday, even more so. Um, but late, when late Sunday travel can also be rough when there's a holiday like that. Sorry, I'm late. Game of Apex went long, and then I had to throw together dinner real quick. Lashbrook, I will say this: I love having you here. Thank you. You're here all the time, and I appreciate that. You're active in chat, and that is great. You don't have to apologize for being late to my stream. My stream runs from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. We don't actually get building until like 9:10 or so. We always do the hangout in the beginning. But none of you are required to be here. I am grateful that you are. But never feel like you're like, if you are feeling tired or if you have other things, if someone invites you to play another game of Apex, if you want to be here, I'm so grateful that you're here. But if you're like, oh yeah, like, I'm going to miss the Wednesday, I don't really watch the Wednesday streams because whatever, like, you don't play games I'm super into. Or if you're just like, yeah, Saturday night, I have other things that I would be rather be doing than watching the stream live. Like, all that shit is fine. It's nice that you're here. I'm always grateful. Um, I'm happy for anybody that decides they're going to spend some of their time with me. Uh, I appreciate it very much. This is a tricky little piece. Getting this leg piece in here without this thing popping off is bad. Epic Open World says, so Season 9 of Apex is going to have more Titanfall stuff in it, and I am now suddenly more interested in Apex. Yeah. I think that is, yeah, but doesn't even, so it could mean a bunch of things. I'll say this. If they were going to put mechs in the game, I don't think that it would be, I think that would be Apex 2, in my opinion, because that feels like a different thing. What does it actually mean? I don't know. I can't tell you what it actually means that they're going to put more stuff in there. Apex is really good, but they've had issues with server stability lately. Bobby, that is a shame to hear. That you've had that there've been some stability issues with the servers. That is a shame. Nobody likes that. What does it actually mean by that? I don't know. I do know that there are various responses to it, and only, in my opinion, what does that mean? Or, oh, cool, are to me the responses that I would like to see. So far, I have not seen any of my friends say one of the two things. One, they're going to ruin Apex with all this, with Titanfall stuff, because Apex is set in the Titanfall universe. There's already Titanfall shit in there. If you think they're going to drastically change the game and you're worried about that, they're not. Don't worry. They're not going to drastically change the game. It works well enough and they make money, so they're not going to. And if you think, well, this sucks, they're not going to make Titanfall 3 because they're putting Titanfall 3 stuff in this. They're not going to make Titanfall 3. This Apex is Titanfall 3 because you didn't convince. Now, it's not up to people who play the games to sell the games. There's a lot of reasons why Titanfall 2 didn't do super well. But Titanfall 2 didn't do well. So they're not making Titanfall 3. You got Apex. Apex is Titanfall 3. They're never going to make Titanfall 3. Now, do the chances they're going to make Titanfall 3 increase if everybody fucking loves Apex with Titanfall's shit in it? Maybe. Good night, all, says Harold. Have a good night. Pat, every time someone says Titanfall 3 will not happen, I die a little inside. Epic World, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry. I like Titanfall 2 a lot. I enjoyed it very much. It was fun to play. But Apex exists because they weren't going to make Titanfall 3. And as I said, the best case scenario for people that want a Titanfall 3 is Lashbrook. They weren't. So mixed things have been said. Some people said the team that's making Apex is in addition to the team that's making Titanfall 3, but then Apex became so big that they stopped working on Titanfall 3. Is what I have heard. I have also heard there's no Titanfall 3. Titanfall 3 doesn't exist. No one's ever worked on Titanfall 3. Titanfall 2 did so poorly that they were like, they moved the Titanfall people to work on Apex so that they could keep their jobs. As I said, if there is Titanfall stuff in Apex, then maybe there exists a possibility that then there would be a groundswell of people that we're excited about. Sounds like when Dave Lang said Windjammers 2 would never happen, which is supposed to be out later this year. Yeah. Dave Lang saying Windjammers 2 wasn't going to happen, so while he is wrong, and in fact that Windjammers 2 looks like it will happen, he was not wrong to say people should stop demanding it from people like Dave Lang. That's what Dave Lang was saying. When Dave Lang said, you're never going to get Titanfall 2, one, he was saying it on the on Giant Bomb's E3 coverage, so he was playing a bit of an exaggerated version of himself. But two, he was saying, hey, stop bothering people about Windjammers 2. Because you're not bothering the person that has the license to Windjammers. And what happened? Well, a re-release of Windjammers came out, and then people who had the rights to Windjammers were like, okay, let's find a developer and let's make this game work. I guess Dave could have said the people that own the license to Windjammers aren't listening to people like me who tell them, hey, we'd like to make Windjammers too. So what you're saying is we need to get Dave Lang to say on camera that Titanfall 3 will not happen? I mean, that Epic Open World, that's certainly a possibility. I mean, it could make it more likely. But yeah. Anyway, you kind of resurrected one of the bad guys in TF2 a couple sessions ago, and nothing has happened with that yet, so I imagine that's what we're talking about. Yeah, I imagine they're just like, hey, we're going to take some lore we spent fucking time on. We built a lot of lore and a lot of, like, systems in Titanfall, and we're going to, like, use some of that because we made it, and maybe we'll take, like, stuff from, like, the docs that we're going to be 3, and maybe that's going to go in the game. I don't know. We got plenty of things to do, and we'll, like, do some of that. And, like, people that are super into Titanfall that are playing Apex will be like, oh, neat. And people that play Apex and have never played Titanfall will be like, okay. It's more scrutable than, I don't know if that's a word, but unscrutable is a word, so scrutable. It's more scrutable than Destiny, so sure, whatever. Ironhide, I'm doing well. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Dave Lang can stay in the Lang zone a bit too long at times. I mean, look. The E3, the Giant Bomb E3 coverage couch is rough for people who have been, let's say, working a whole lot, taking meetings, doing a bunch of things, and then they get on that couch and they're in performance mode. I thought you were talking about Team Fortress 2 when you said TF2. No, no, yeah, we've been talking about Titanfall 2 and Titanfall because the recently it has been announced that the next season of Apex will have some Titanfall stuff in it, some more stuff in it from the world of Titanfall, and of course some people were happy about that, and other people were unhappy, and there were two camps of unhappy people. There were the unhappy people that don't want stuff that they don't know or care about in their game, and then there are people who are really just, in my mind, just they're so focused on more Titanfall and they blame Apex for there not being more Titanfall instead of blaming EA for burying Titanfall for sending Titanfall 2 to die. I don't play Apex at the moment. I played a little bit of Apex. Here's my problem with Apex. I'm bad at it. I'm ve- was also my problem with Overwatch. It is my problem with any competitive game that I have put many time in. Yes, so Apex is in the Titanfall universe. It is the same teams. There are hints at it. There, as mentioned, there in the last season there was a character that was that was from Titanfall 2. So there has been precedent in this shared universe. It's just like maybe there's gonna be more mechanics and stuff. Yeah, it's like 30 to 40 years after the events of 2. Yeah, so who knows what that's going to mean. But yeah, I'm just the only online shooter that I have ever put like a lot of time into is I have put I haven't played in a while, but I put a lot of time into PUBG. I had a crew that played PUBG consistently, and I jumped in with them, and they carried me. And I would also do singles. Um, But that's kind of like the only game that I've played like that where I've put like a significant chunk of time into because they're just not my style of game. Uh, I think the thing with Titanfall 2 is that the devs wanted a date instead of going for a later date. I mean it. So like I haven't read statements. I haven't seen the deep dive. I haven't seen a post mortem about it. It always to me felt like it always felt like that was an attempt to steal focus away from Call of Duty, which it was not gonna do because Call of Duty was for many, many, many years a juggernaut, and you got to chip away at a juggernaut. You can't, you know. So they're like, oh, we're going to put this, and we're going to put For Honor, and we're going to put Battlefield, and everybody's going to put out the everybody's making the next Call of Duty killer. The Call of Duty killer was Call of Duty. So yikes, it was always going to be a problem. PUBG, my cousin plays that on phone. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I should definitely play on the phone more. I played a bit on it. I should probably play more because that was kind of at my pace. But I did enjoy it when I did play it. It's been a while. My crew kind of just really got into Valorant. That is what they play now. They we were all kind of tired of PUBG, and some of them had been doing Fortnite, and then some of them had been doing Apex, some of them had been doing everything. A few people went back to Overwatch, and then eventually the crew settled on Valorant and seemed to really like Valorant. So good for them. Um, the devs have said they wanted the date they got for TF2. Whether that's true or spin, only they know. Yeah, I mean, it always seemed like it was a publisher decision, but also then then they fucked up because they shouldn't have wanted that date. They should have done a date that wasn't competing. Like, get out of October or November. Like, get out of the way of at the time. Get the fuck out of the way of uh, your biggest competition, because I guess they were thinking, well, our Call of Duty isn't our competition. We're gonna have different players, but it's like, yeah, no, it's still the juggernaut of like what people are gonna be coming to play, and the money that people are gonna put out, and like the time they're gonna put in on a thing. It's just tough. And I think that with age, it's just hard to keep up with the young ones who have all the time to play. Well, we have to make ends meet while playing these. Yeah, I mean, so that's the thing, right? Like, um, it is. There are people obviously who they find enjoyment banging their head against a wall. Now that can be a very hard game, right? Or that can be a very competitive game. And there are other people that are like, I only have so much time, and I don't want to spend it feeling bad about the game I'm playing or the time I am spending in this game. Now, there's obviously some people out there as well who are like, I feel like that all the time. It has nothing to do with the game I'm currently playing. I always just want to have a good time uh, gaming, and I am not here to be frustrated. So I get that, and I respect that. Like, there are people that are just like, yeah, I want to play this because it's flexible, or they're like, I get why lots of people go into things like Minecraft, where it's just like I just want to build and create. And there are some people that are like, I'm using modded Minecraft and doing a bunch of nonsense and having a good time with it, and that's fine. And there are people that are like, I'm in it to like, I got goals and I'm going to achieve my goals. Or people that are like, I play Fortnite and this is the style of Fortnite I play. Or they're like, I know a bunch of people that are like, I never played The Sims until lockdown. I have like three different people I know who really got into The Sims last year, and they were like, "This is my main game right now. This is my main thing that I'm really enjoying because it is something for me to like spend a lot of time in and like and feel fulfilled while doing it." And it's just like, hell yeah, if you can find something like that, go for it. That rules. All right, so how does this lock into place? This is going to lock in like that. It just kind of fits in. That doesn't seem right. Seems like, oh, I'm like, why doesn't this fit in? It's because I missed a piece. I missed a complete and total piece that goes on the side that I bet will make a lot more sense when I put that piece in. Often, if something doesn't make sense on a model kit, it's because you missed a step. Sometimes it's because it's weird, but most of the time you just mess up. Uh, Even though I like Dota 2, I had to let it go. Totally understand that, and you play Dauntless. There you go. JPost says, "Hi JPost. I spent a lot of last year doing PvE Destiny 2 that has very little of you outside of raids. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Instead of being like, it's like, okay, I'm going to do this stuff, and yeah, there's raids, but also um, I'm going to hit my quest and do all this other stuff. Like I play Hearthstone every day. Now I don't play like hours and hours and hours, but I play some hours every day. And I look to finish my quest, my daily quest. Let's see if I can finish my daily quest today. Let's see if I can get up to the next rank. Okay, let me see if I can hit diamond today. Okay, no, can't do that. All right, let me jump in here. All right, well, let's see if I can get a couple wins. Oh, I got a couple wins. All right, that feels good. Oh, this weekly quest I have left. I still need to let me make a deck that just uses the hero power all the time. I'll just make a quick deck, knock that out because I got to do 6 more hero powers. Let me just get that done, and then I'll move on. Uh, to me, it is just the thing where I'm like, I take a lot of joy out of playing this. I'm going to play for a little bit. It's going to be fun. Oh, I'm having a bad day. I'm not getting the wins. All right, well, maybe I'll play later, or maybe I'll play tomorrow. Oh, yeah, now that went on way easier. Um, for social reasons, okay. Social reason I started playing Fortnite because we needed something that had cross-play since they only have a Switch. Turns out Fortnite is pretty okay, and I can win once in a while. Hell yeah, Epic Open World. I'm glad that you're having a pretty okay time. Getting some wins, and also, more importantly, getting some time in with people. Yeah. I played Warframe earlier. I played it so much, I fell asleep while playing and still complete missions. Yeah, I mean, I've had some games like that where you're just like, oh, this is my, like, I'm doing this, and I'm just going to keep doing it. Okay, cool. Yeah, games where you farm. Not farming games, but games where you can farm in it. Totally. I mean, I go back to Fallout 4 pretty consistently. Here's a fun thing. I think I said this once before. So I play on PC, heavily modded, lots of mods doing weird stuff. In God mode for a lot of it. I'm focusing on making weird settlements and having fun and trying out new mods. Like it's like okay, well in this gameplay, well there's the Nora mod where your wife isn't dead. And I don't know if you know this, folks. That mod is meant to be turned on when you have when you are playing as the guy, but you can play as Nora, and then you just your identical twin is just there in the world, and you just run around with your identical twin, and it is very silly. And I was just like, oh, you should not be able to do this, but it is a very funny nonsense idea. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like, oh, there's a new companion mod. Oh, there's new this, there's new that. Oh, they just put this thing in. All right, I'll try this out. Oh, some people made some cool mods for. They took some items that are in the world that you can't craft, and they made them craftable and buildable. So now you can put those in your settlements and like, okay, we'll do this, and like I don't know. I enjoy it. I enjoy the nonsense of it. Jump back in. It is fun for me. To just kind of play and see what's up. Um, and there's still a community of people building stuff, and some of them are making really interesting things, and other people make things that are just nonsensical and weird. And like I don't want to call it weird, but I'm like, I don't need there to be a wolf race in the game. I don't need one of the racial traits to be Vulpine. I'm like, no, I'm good. But I'm sure somebody's just like, finally, I can play Fallout 4 now that my companions can be wolves. And it's just like, all right, hell yeah, enjoy it. I don't know. You take whatever comfort you can. It's the world is the fucking world right now. So live the joys if you want to live some of your joys. Play games of difficulties you want to play. Uh, how is the model thus far? Thus far, great. So this is a 2013 kit. It is a modification of the Strike No, the Strike and the Strike Noir are basically the same kit from 2011. So this is the 2013 Strike Rouge Ootori. This was part of the HD remaster of Gundam Seed. So it is an excellent Master Grade from the year 2013. Is it my favorite Master Grade? No. Is it great for panel lining? Am I really happy that I'm doing panel lining? 100%. This has just been excellent. We are going to panel line the legs once I'm done. I'm not doing it as we go. We're just going to get it together and do that. But yeah, no, this has been a very fun build. I miss the 2015 Plus instructions where you had a lot more English. But I will say this. The other thing is, it comes with a lot of stickers. We've only put stickers on the head here. The eyes and the cameras at the top and the back are really are only stickers we use so far. I'm sure the weapon has a sticker, and I'm sure that the Ootori, the jet shield backpack thing, or jet, yeah, wing backpack thing, is probably going to have a ton of stickers. If we do that, I don't know. But the arms, legs, waist, chest, no stickers. Very nice to see that on a Master Grade. That is what you'd like to see on a Master Grade. I got Avengers on sale and started playing it once the PS5 Xbox update. I recognize all the faults with the game, but it makes me happy. Well, I'm glad I picked Open World. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a good game in there. It just seemed like they didn't. It seemed like there was a good game but it wasn't the service part of it. Like the single player stuff seemed like people put a lot of effort into it, and maybe it shouldn't have been a live service game. Maybe, but I don't know. Not gonna lie, seed machines look cool, but the story is mishmash. Yes, I think they make some strides in Destiny to kind of figure out what they want. A big problem with Gundam Seed is that it was trying to serve two masters. It was trying to be its own modern, universe storyline, and then it was also trying to be the next big Gundam show. And that is a problem. It's tough to be like the main ass Gundam series, and I think the shows in the last 10 years, 15 years that have succeeded the best at it are just like the shows that are just trying to tell a good story using Gundams to tell the story they want to tell. Whereas like the ones that are like we're going to be the next big Gundam series, and it's like I don't know. I mean, obviously, I've talked about this before. Like Iron Blooded Orphans is one of my favorite Gundams, and certainly my favorite series, and certainly my favorite modern Gundam series. And to me, that is just like, how do we tell a story with Gundams? How do we tell the story that we want to tell with this instead of how do we become the next big Gundam series? Single player story is fun and brings the Marvel warm and fuzzies. Yeah, that's what I've heard, Epic. So it just seems like maybe it shouldn't have been a service game, or both those things shouldn't. It shouldn't be both those things. Maybe I don't know, but I do agree with you, Iron, that the model kits, the Gundams, the mobile suits in this series are stellar. Excellent work was done on these. Um, so yeah, I am happy to be putting some time into this. And let's see, we need G. Where is G? There's D. There is E. There's F. M. L. O. P. Q. Where did G go? Anybody seen G? Here's G. Nope, that's L. There's G. I got it. It took me a second. I found it. Um, but yeah, I'm having fun building this. The thing that's only a little bit of a bummer is that I have the Strike Noir, which is an older kit, and I have that master grade, and I definitely don't want to build that anytime soon after building this because this is like in many ways it's the better version. Let me see if I can find the Noir photo. I have the Noir photo somewhere here. Yeah, the Strike Noir is the colors are cool because obviously I like this color scheme quite a bit, but it's not doing as much as the Rouge Ootori. So like it is, it's got some cool wings, um, but it looks a little, dark colors, the Blitz or Death Scythe kind of, colors, but it doesn't have the kind of vibe that this has. Um, so that has been a thing where I'm like, I'm definitely gonna not build that anytime soon. I didn't even put it on my poll for my $10 patrons on what they want to see me build next. Although my patrons keep. Do I just? I don't know if I. This is a silly thing to say. Um, it won't be the next thing I built, but at some point I'm just gonna make a streamers call and just build the Penelope because I bought the Penelope uh, as like a. This was like the portion of my like okay, I have this money set aside. Okay, it's time to spend a big chunk of it and build a very cool high grade, one of the biggest high grades I've ever seen. It's a whole Gundam, and then also this giant thing on top. I'm going to build a Penelope, and then my $10 patrons are like, build this thing next, build this other thing next, and it's like, I want to build a Penelope. So at some point, I'm just going to build a Penelope, because it's at a certain point it's just going to be time to build that Penelope. I'm excited about doing it. So at a certain point, we're just going to do it. Um, I think I remember you saying you don't do high grade. No, so I do high grades. So, yes, so I do plenty of high grades. The only grade I don't like doing on stream is real grades. Um, so I don't mind the 144 scale with high grades. The problem is that it's the scale that I don't. It's the scale and it is the complexity. Just real grades have so many tiny pieces, and it is a frustrating thing for me to build with. So I generally don't do those on stream. That's not to say that I won't build another real grade. Like the Sazabi real grade is still one of my favorite kits of all time. So like I'm gonna build another one. I'll build a real grade in the future. I definitely not saying I won't do that, but I am saying that like I generally prefer to build master grades, and high grades is kind of where I'm at. And I still get plenty of enjoyment out of building high grades. So, did I skip a step? I did the side things. I did the front there. I didn't do this piece yet. Yes, I did skip a step. Boy, I'm skipping steps tonight, folks. You gotta have to forgive me. I have to pop that off. I missed this part of the leg there. Really, it's just a dense master grade, and I am just definitely making some rookie mistakes. Now, can I get these two pieces off, or can I get this in without from underneath? Let's see if I can do this from underneath. I can. Great. We'll just do that. That's a lot easier than trying to take anything apart, which we can do. But if I can just do that, I am making my life easier. But then I also have, I'm also missing some parts there. Yeah. Yes, I definitely skipped a step. No, you're not messing me too much. Don't worry about it. That's a part of it. That's the important part, right? I'd rather be slightly distracted because y'all are chatting than anything else. I also should say it's not distracting. This is like what I want because it allows me to have conversation with the chat. It is up to me to also be paying attention to what I'm doing and not screwing around. I am supposed to be able to build model kits and talk. Well, this also comes down to like sometimes, you're just like working and doing everything and trying to do what you need to do here, and then you're like, oh yeah, no, I'm just off. Sometimes I'm off on my streams. I just miss a step. That's what the beauty of Lego. That is the beauty indeed of doing Lego kits is they allow you to just like fix your mistakes very easily. Like if I have to pop this stuff off to get these pieces in, like I'll do it, but it does mean that I have to like get out some tools and really stare at the kit and really think about like, okay, now what do I need to do here? What is this part going to be? How am I going to get this piece off safely and quickly? Okay, I can do this. Oh, I can do that. All right, great, we did it. Like I have tools to remove stuff. I have spongers and all kinds of things, plastic spongers and metal spongers, and I'll get it done. Speaking of which, part of my Sunday night was I took apart this mouse, this Amazon Basics mouse, which I think is like $12 right now. It's a wireless mouse, which is nice for this setup. It is a very basic mouse, and you're saying, well, Pat, for that price, if something's wrong with it, you just get another one. And yes, but also I have time. I just have time to work on stuff. Now, what did I have to do with this? Well, I had to take it. I had to take off all of the rubber grommets on the bottom here. There are 4 of them, and unscrew it, and the pop lifted off. Then I pulled the rubber wheel away from the plastic, and then I used a little of rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, I should say, on a Q-tip and rubbed it all in there, and then rubbed underneath the rubber, and then put it back together. And now this wheel glides like it's new. Also sprayed canned air in there, but also doesn't squeak. I could have used WD-40, but I figured isopropyl alcohol would be fine and also would be easier to use, decrease the mess. But yeah, that was my Sunday night. That was my crazy Sunday night, was making it so that worked out better for me. On that subject, I now have the Gundam equivalent of a part separator. Ooh, Lashbrook, you got a new tool? Yes, to separate your parts and organize things. That's cool. Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, my kit is stuff from a iFixit toolkit here. I actually have one of my spongers fell and I didn't pick it up. But yeah, and I replaced one thing with a screwdriver here just for the Gundam X kits and various other very old kits that have screws. Also, so I know where this is for other things. But yeah, some spongers, some separators, tweezers, various little tools. It comes with the PG Unicorn LED kit. Oh, rad! That's awesome, Lashbrook. That is cool. That is nice to have. But yeah, I mean, those obviously I have things that are meant for working on smartphones and other electronics, but they have served me very well in the occasional times where I was like, I need to figure out how to separate these things. Um, because that is not what I was doing, is now very much not working. Um, and you don't want to use you don't want to use, lots of your equipment that is meant for just cutting pieces. You don't want to use that to pry things apart when you have totally messed up something. You want to use the right tool for the job, if you can. All right, so 6 and 7. That's awesome, though, Lashbrook. That's very cool. But yeah, occasionally people were like, well, what tools do you have? And it's just like, I don't know, I bought a quick little fake iFixit kit. Um, because I'm not doing much. But yeah, I did a little bit of work on that Amazon Basics mouse just so it didn't squeak anymore, which has been great for me because it was really annoying me. And it's also nice to know that I can take that thing apart. And as I said, in the same instance of like, oh, well, it's so cheap, why don't you just get a new one? Well, it's so cheap, I didn't mind if I messed it up by trying to fix it, which I guess I could have messed it up, but whatever. I was like, I'd rather see if I can do this. It's been a little while since I did any kind of repair. Also, I did a recent. Here's your reminder, folks. If it's been a hot minute, maybe it's time to go take that PC out to the garage or out of the room or out on the porch or out in the front step and blow some air in there and clean everything out and find all the filters and clean out your filter and give it a good dusting. Um, just trying to make your PC last a little bit longer because no one's no one's getting a new PC and nobody should be trying to get a new PC right now. So make it last. You got the RG new Gundam. Nice. Wondering if I can get the HG before Global also, beyond Global also. Well, I don't know, but yeah, that's awesome. Uh, yeah, like I said, I like real grades and occasionally, but they do frustrate me on stream, so I try not to build them on there. Um, but I mean, I'll work small. I built one of those nano block things once. We've only done one of them, did the Ava, and that was that was fine. It wasn't my favorite thing, but those were some tiny tiny pieces. I don't mind working tiny too much, but I'm not looking to do it all the time. That's what I'm saying. All right, so gonna go like this. Put that there. We'll get our ankles put together here. We are going to panel line this. We will take a pause for the cause in a moment or two. Talk about ways you can support the channel. But let's get these assembled here. We just need to find G. We'll get our legs built, other than the the attachments to there. But we'll almost get it fully built, assembled. And we're also going to panel line it, and we'll panel line them before we put them on the kit because it will be easier. And just hit the spots. We're going to do the quick and dirty method, as is my way, but it'll still look real nice. And this does take a marker really well, and I think it just looks fantastic. I'm very happy about this kit. This will be possibly a display kit in the future. I don't know, but got some kits coming for a while. Right now, none of my pre-orders, like I don't have anything coming in April for pre-orders, but I am, constantly buying things. I got for Easter, a gift card showed up for Amazon, not for much, but enough to get something, so I'll pick something up for that, for building. But I always have, I always have stuff waiting to build. My backlog occasionally gets low, but I'm trying. Also, I guess you were getting the Decide high grade. Oh, 100%. Pre-ordered that as soon as I could. I pre-ordered that. Build death sites on this channel. that is a guarantee from me. So yeah, I'm definitely getting the Death Scythe high grade. So psyched about that. I really did appreciate. I thought it was a good, strong build for the what do you call it? Why is my brain blanking on what I'm going to say here? Oh, the heavy arms, the new heavy arms from 2020. I thought was really strong. That was a really solid kit. I like that very much. So uh, I think that is a good omen that this Death Scythe, a new Death Scythe build, will be great. Because boy, would I like that. I would love to have a good new Death Scythe. The big one, they're not going to do it. I know they're not going to do it. I, I want I want the Death Scythe Hell Master Grade because I built the high grade years ago. I want the Death Scythe Hell, not the custom, not the Endless Waltz one, just the Death Scythe Hell Master Grade. I don't think I'm ever going to get that kit, but it is a kit that I want, and I think it would be rad to be able to build it. Yeah, like I said, I don't think that's going to happen, but I think I'd be more likely to get, you know, because they did the master grade of they did the recent the manga one, which was a perfectly good build. I thought that was fine. So maybe they would do that, but I doubt it. I doubt we'll ever get that. That's okay. It'll be premium Bandai. Yeah. I mean, if it's premium Bandai, I'll figure it out. I built Death Scythe on this stream. That is well established that if there's a Death Scythe that I have access to be able to get, I'll try to get it. But having a new Master Grade Death Scythe, hell, seems unlikely in this day and age. All right, so let's get these together. We still got to do the ankles, or not the ankles, the attachments to attach our legs. So we'll get to that in a moment. That's going to go on there. Oops. Had a piece fly off. Can I find it easily, instantly? Where did it go? There it is. Don't even have to leave my chair to get it. Heck yeah. Beauty of working on carpet and not hardwood like I used to is that when plastic falls, it doesn't bounce. It just falls, generally. The Death Scythe will be hell, but yes, indeed. All right. So, we are done here. We're going to panel line these after our break, but we are taking a pause for the cause. Hey, Dirty, welcome. Perfect timing for the old pause for the cause. If you're new to the stream, what's happening now is I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel. You are under no obligation to do any of the things that I'm about to mention here. We will get back to building in a few minutes. Don't worry, that is coming. But we are going to take a little time to talk about ways you can support the channel if you are so inclined. Again, this is all optional. This is all just stuff you can do if you wanted to do that. If you are currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. Let the people know that you were a subscriber. Yes, this is a water break. This is a stretch break, whatever. But we're going to take a couple minutes. I'm going to do my ad reads. And yeah, but yeah, if you're a subscriber, you can throw the emotes in the chat. Let the people know. $5 a month gets you access to 2 emotes, and the Death Scythe emote comes in. Yes, have some water. So Last Brick throws the Nightbot command in for water. Death Scythe comes if you're a tier 2 or tier 3. I will at some point make a tier 3 emote. That is a thing that I am currently brainstorming in my head. What would a tier 3 be? And I kind of know what a tier 3 would be, but I don't know exactly what it's going to be yet. So that is coming at some point, and then we'll have, but right now we just have the Death Scythe for tier 2. Anyway, hi. Thank you so much for being here. As I said, $5 a month, you could gift a sub. You could join the gift sub leaderboard. My bandana, maybe. I don't know. I think it has to be something that we built on stream. Either because there's Lego me and there's Death Scythe me, so it's another property that is my guess. And the Bear Cave was just made sense to do. But I'll brainstorm that later. Right now I want to do ad reads. Bobby gifted subs. Harold has cheered. Bits and coins always appreciated. Gifted subs always appreciated. Totally appreciate that if that's something you'd like to do. Um, if using your Prime Gaming or like Q Cube did, or $5 a month is not up to your liking, I also have a Patreon, and I'm just going to quickly go through these. Join my Patreon. $1 tier, $3 tier, $5 tier, $10 tier. There are tiers, and there are different rewards for each one. So feel free to join the old Patreon if that is something you would like to do. I have a YouTube. Now, you can subscribe to my YouTube for free, or you could join my YouTube. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can check the show description below for all of these links. But yeah, I offer membership. You get a video early. One video a week, you get a day early. So that is for $2 a month, you get that. But that is just another avenue for people. If you are looking for a different way to support what I do, you could do that. And there's also direct donations. I have now set it up that if you donate via Ko-fi, it shows up as an alert. I now have that. But I have a Ko-fi, I have a Streamlabs, and I have a PayPal. PayPal doesn't show up on there. I don't have that set up. But any of the other ones do. And also, that money goes in with my Patreon and my Twitch and my YouTube money to build model kits. I don't have help set up. That probably would be helpful to list all of my commands, but I don't have that set up right now. I try to keep it to 10 commands, so it's just a page, because it's easier for me to see all of them. But maybe I would replace one with that. But yeah, now if you were like Pat, I heard that you built this kit. The kit you're building right now, I heard someone bought it for you, and that's true. Via gift cards from USA Gundam Store, Lashbrook picked up some gift cards, got an email with a code, sent me the code via DM on Twitter, and even gave a suggestion of this very kit as something that I could buy from USA Gundam Store, and I did. So you're supporting USA Gundam Store, you're also supporting me that way. Alternatively, if you just wanted to buy something on a wish list and then it would just get sent to me and you don't have to worry about DMing me on Twitter, you could buy something from my Amazon wish list. And of course, anything bought from a USA Gundam Store with your gift cards or from Amazon from the wish list gets ahead of the queue. It jumps the queue and I build it before anything else. I've got a bunch of different things in here. Lego sets and high grades and master grades and entry grade kits. I just put in a dinosaur-looking Zoid, because there are some Zoids up on Amazon. So I put a Zoid in there. I don't know. It's a mechanical one. That seems fun. Put that in there. Like I said, some Lego sets, some high grades, some master grades. I put the only G-Reco I could think of. I'll probably try to put another one in there because the G-Reco era of that series is the only Gundam television series that I haven't built anything from yet. So at some point I would like to do that. But yeah, I got a bunch of different things in there. You can buy something, it'll come to me, I'll build it on stream, and it'll jump the queue and I'll say thank you. If that's something you'd like to do. Again, you don't have to do any of those things. Bionicles, yeah, right now I've mostly done like Lego stuff that like I've done BrickHeads, I've done some of the Ninjago stuff, which I've really enjoyed. And Star Wars, I've done a lot of Star Wars because, I mean, they haven't done as many lately, but they did a lot of Star Wars Lego, and I really enjoyed building Star Wars Lego. So that was fun. Let's see. What else do I want to say? Oh, I got a couple, Discord. I got a Discord for free, and a couple videos. Discord. If you want to support me for free and not spend any money, you can join my Discord. That's a free way to support what I do. I post build photos after every stream. People post photos of stuff they're working on. It's a nice little community. People plug the things they're doing in the promote section. It's a nice little bit of business. So that's something you could do. And now a couple videos that I would love for you to check out. If you were interested in finding out the shows I really liked from last season, the anime shows in the winter season, which was January, February, and March. If you want to know what I liked there, you can watch Pat Bear's Anime Club. Also, I give a preview of a bunch of stuff that's coming out in the season we're watching right now. And I'll be talking about some of those shows now, but I give just kind of an overview. So it's my winter wrap-up and my spring preview. And then, so that video I think was pretty great. And then Bear With Me is a weekly reaction video series where I just give up my live, it's live to recording, my genuine reaction the first time watching a video. I just watch it and respond to it. So it means a lot of times I shoot stuff that doesn't end up going up. But this one was a fun little Pikachu video, and there's another Pokemon in there, and that I think is a fun little bit of business, fun video. It's quick because it's a little clip from a Pokemon series. So I watched that. That's Bear With Me. And I have a playlist of all of the reaction videos in the Bear With Me on my YouTube. And of course, Pat Bear's Anime Club will have a lot of videos for that as well. I actually have to start thinking about my next video, my next Pat Bear's Anime Club video, which will be next Monday, so a week from today. I have an idea. I'm going to investigate a thing, a meme, an anime meme. It's not a meme because it's on Twitter. It is a meme because it appears it is a thing that appears in lots of anime, and I didn't know why, and so I did researches to figure out why does this thing keep happening? Why is this a thing that gets referenced in various anime over like at least a decade? So that's my tease for next Monday. I think you're gonna like it. I think it's gonna, yeah. I mean, I have to finish the video, but I'm pretty psyched about the idea. Anyway, we're gonna talk about some anime. I'm gonna get back to panel lining. So let me get into panel lining mode here. Get the overhead. I'm gonna drink a little water. I'm gonna talk about 3 shows. So before I get into talking about the other shows that I want to chat about here, let me say that I got about 10 minutes into Odd Taxi, which is not on this list. And I just wasn't vibing with it. I might come back to it in a couple episodes because it does seem interesting. Right now, them being animals just feels like it doesn't feel like it's a choice in the world to tell the story. It just feels like somebody was just like, "Oh, we'll make them animals." Like it doesn't feel like it's doing anything with that. And I didn't really vibe too much with the main character, which is rough in a series if I don't vibe with the main character. So I'm going to give that a pause. I might come back to it. Also, I'm going to need something else because one of these shows came out today, but it's normally a Friday show. So I got to get more stuff to watch on Sunday and Monday so I can talk about it on stream. But anyway, I'll talk about these shows and I'll mention that when I get to it. Let's start with the show that came out on Sunday that I'm already going to give definitely give one more episode to because I think it's just actually picking up. But I liked what I saw of it, and that is Dragon Goes House Hunting. It is a pretty self-explanatory. That show is on Funimation, and the premise is a dragon that is kind of a scaredy cat, can't fly. Is abandoned, is basically given tough love. Like the father's just like, you got to become a real dragon. You got to become a real tough dragon. So sink or swim. We're kicking you out, and you got to go deal with stuff. And the dragon is basically like, shit, I'm dead unless I find a place to hide. So I'm gonna go look for a home. It says my home a lot, like looking for their home away from home. So they're going to try to figure something out. And we get to see a bunch. So this is the thing. This is one of the reasons why I think I'm interested in this. One, I like that, the different races of, fantasy races react to each other differently. Like goblins are like pretty scared, but they're like, why would we help you? And they're like, well, the harpies say hi. And they're like, you know the harpies? Hell yeah, we'll definitely help you. And I was like, oh, I like that. There's like a fish person that's like, you live with me, but you can't swim. The gnome or the dwarves are like, well, we're definitely gonna kill you. You're a dragon. We definitely are gonna kill you. Definitely, 100%. And of course, the heroes want to kill him. And I love the heroes that were introduced in this episode. Briefly introduced in this episode, I should stress. They were just like so lame. They were like talking to a camera that wasn't there. Like definitely like these like tryhards. Like oh, we're here for justice and whatever. And the dragon was like, are you? You seem not to be nice people, which I appreciated. Um, and then Daria, who is the concept is that Daria owns or works at a real estate agency run by elves that specializes in finding monsters' homes that can protect them from humans and hunters and heroes and such. And there's a whole thing where there's some slimes that are like looking at a house and are very happy to find a new house because they heroes raided their old one, so they're looking for a new place and they're so excited about this new one. There a lot of detail is put into characters that I don't think we're ever going to see again, and that's a very good sign when a lot of detail is put in that way to things that are like these are not reoccurring characters. That I think is great. And then it's very clear that Daria is actually a demon or a demon lord or something. There's something because he's definitely very strong, and I don't know why he's acting as a real estate agent. So hopefully he's cool. But yeah, by the end of the episode, these two characters have finally met, and then they're going to begin their journey to find our dragon, who is not CGI. Thankfully, our dragon is digital. I'm very happy about that. It looks like the rest of the world. Um, and yeah, I'm really hoping that our dragon friend finds a home by the end of the series, by the end of this first season. I don't know. And there's some other characters that are kind of shown in the opening and closing theme, and I'm sure they'll make an appearance, and hopefully things will be cool for our dragon friend, trying to find their place in the world, trying to find their home. Cute little show. I'm definitely giving this another one. A show I'm not sure if I'm going to keep watching because it felt very generic. It depends on the supporting characters who we haven't really seen. Um, because the plot, like, hey, let me know if you've heard this before. Uh, there's a world a world's in peril, and there are people who are summoned to help fight the world. And turns out our main character, who doesn't know how he can help, has a secret ability that is extra special. Uh, and he saves somebody. It feels a little generic. Also, Seven Knights Revolution Hero Successor. I didn't realize this because I don't think I watched the trailer for this. I didn't realize that this was about. This is a magical school show, and I did not realize that. It's a magical school anime. It's the Grand Seed Academy teaches people how to become successors, where they tap into the incredible heroes of the past and borrow their powers, and sometimes they transform. And our boy, he unlocked his magic card that allows him to summon his powers from his knight or his ancient hero, and it is a hero that has not been recorded in regular time, so he's extra special. He's, but I will say this: Nemo, I should say. I keep saying Nemo. It's Nemo, Nemo. Nemo seems like he's a good little guy, so I appreciate that. Trying hard, trying to help people. Um, his cool new ability, uh, he gets an arm, like an arm that definitely doesn't look like his arm and has a cool blade on it, so he's got a sword arm. And then he can shoot the sword out of the arm like a harpoon because it's got a rope attached to it, so he can use it like a grappling hook, or he can retrieve it when he shoots it. And I was like, okay, well, you look, you definitely get a second episode out of me because you got a cool grappling hook blade arm. Like they got me, right? They get me. The idea that it's a school and it's going to be like a long training thing instead of like them learning on the road or whatever. I'm not thrilled about that. As I said, I need to know who these other characters are. Like, how many characters hate him for being special and think that they're incredible, and then they learn a valuable lesson. Like, how many of those do we have to deal with? How many characters in this anime are like, uh, you know, which person is there and is either actively or subconsciously going to betray them? Like, who's the betrayer? who is there and is actually a monster race, but is wants to fight for the good guys, and the secret comes out. Who's the love interest? Who's the comedy character? Like, next episode, I guess I'll get those and I'll get some of these answers. And I think that that's going to have a lot to do with if I continue to watch the show, because it did feel pretty generic. The monsters do look fucked up, though, so that's nice. Um, and there was a train. I don't know if we're going to see more trains, but I like that. It's like a fantasy world, but they're trains. Who's the Minetta? Dirty says. Yes. Yes. Is there a character in this school that definitely shouldn't be in the school who is just garbage? And, like, obviously, if it's a show that is like, hey, there are all these monsters and people are dying, like, this person can summon a hero, so I guess we got to deal with it. That makes more sense than in My Hero Academia, where you're like, hey, this is not a great power. Maybe we don't need this particular piece of garbage hanging out with us. Maybe we could pass on Minetta. Ugh. And now, here's a show that normally is going to be a Friday show, but apparently, when it debuted on Japanese television on Friday, they had a deal in place where it didn't appear on any streaming service in Japan or internationally until today. But every other episode of Let's Make a Mug 2 will air on Fridays from now on. It's just this episode they basically gave exclusivity to television broadcasters, which is rare that happens and was annoying because I wanted to watch it this weekend. Who was the Minetta archetype before we started using Minetta? Let's see. I mean, there have been those characters. No, no. Oolong is that character, and Oolong is certainly that. I mean, Master Roshi is fucking problematic and a huge problem, and like obviously more since time has gone on. But even then, you were like, hey, what? Why? What if you weren't gross? You're really powerful. What if your quirky thing wasn't that? Like there have been those characters. I will say, Naruto doesn't have one. There's nobody on there. There are characters that are annoying because they took a very long time to live up to their potential. Um, the honestly, um, uh, uh, Rock Lee is the closest because he is often in the early days of Naruto very annoying about having a crush on Sakura. Um, so he is the closest thing to a Minetta, but he's not like gross. He's just annoying. Uh, oh yeah. I mean, I guess of students, it would probably be Rock Lee. Of characters in the show, Jiraiya, yeah, is definitely like Jiraiya is like a problem. Like it makes sense that Jiraiya isn't like run. If Jiraiya was running the school, then there would have to be conversations. But because he's just like around and shows up when necessary, it's a little bit it's a little bit easier to deal with. But yeah, Jiraiya kind of fits that mold. But as far as like students in the show, um, it's just like Rock Lee is the most annoying. But yeah, there are those characters. Anyway, there so far I haven't seen any of those characters in Let's Make a Mug 2. So this is a 14-minute episode, and then in Japan it is followed immediately by a live action segment. They record a bunch of live action segments of the voice actors of the show, the main cast of voice actors, of them like hanging out in the area that is filmed. Now, that happens a lot in Japan. That is not unusual to have the voice actors do basically like video promotion for the anime. Like, that's not rare. It is rare to see it on Crunchyroll or Funimation or any streaming service. You generally don't see these kinds of shows on end up on streaming platforms. So it's pretty neat that it's here. Um, that was 9 minutes. So basically, but Crunchyroll, instead of like um, Gal and Dino, which just had it all be the same episode, They did episode 1 and then 1.1. And so I guess they'll do 2 and 2.1 or 2.2 or whatever. Um, but basically, you can just watch the animated thing. You don't have to watch the live action. The live action isn't like a drama, um, like a retelling of the anime. It is just the voice actors being cute young ladies, and we'll get to that. So it's kind of interesting that they include that. That, as I said, is pretty rare to see that for a Western audience. So I was pleased to see that that was happening here. Now, what is Let's Make a Mug 2? It is an advertisement for a city, fairly well-known city as far as um, uh, pottery in Japan is Tajimi City. Uh, Tajimi City is the fifth character of the show, basically. Anyway, our main girl, she just moved to the city from Japan because her dad lost his job, and so they're moving in with with her grandmother. Her mother passed away when she was 4, and that this is his hometown. So they move back to hometown. They're moving with the grandmother. He's opening up a cafe, and all of the mugs in the cafe and the other pottery in the cafe are all stuff that her mom made. So in this city that is famous, her mom is kind of well known for making incredible pottery locally. And so there's a pottery club, and kind of like an overbearing girl that is like, hey, you should join the pottery club. And so to kind of have a connection with her mom, our main girl is going to join the pottery club and learn about pottery. And we'll learn while she learns. And I really like that. And her best friend, who she met from visiting when she would visit her grandma, lives next door. They're already friends. She's going to join the club too. And then there's the older student. Now I don't understand why in a town famous for pottery, which Tajimi is legitimately famous for pottery, why there aren't more people in the pottery club. I don't know that. I don't know if they're going to explain why it's not a popular club, but it definitely doesn't look to be popular, and I don't know what the reason for that. But it's a cozy, It obviously there was some sadness involved. The fact that our main character, which is like, yep, she's got a dead parent, and she's doing this slightly to get connected to that. Um, but and like her dad at first, like for a little while, is definitely like it. Definitely, her dad makes it seem like the girl's mom died from overworking and making too much pottery and getting sick and not taking care of herself, which she might have done with anything, but in this case was the pottery. So I can kind of understand why he was like not thrilled at first that she was like, I'm gonna join the pottery club. Um, but yeah, it is. I like that by the end of this first episode, we know all our characters. We met all the characters. They're all joining the pottery club. We're going to learn about pottery through the eyes of the two characters who don't know how to do it, and the one that knows a lot about it, and one that knows some about it. And maybe we'll get the family working together. Oh, one thing about this episode that I loved was, okay, so they're opening up this new thing and this new cafe, and she was like, there's not a home ec club, so I'll just come and help you out. One of the ways she helps her dad and her grandma out is they do that thing, because the first day of school and they're all freshmen in high school. Uh, I don't know if this is a thing that happens still in Japan or if it just is an anime trope at this point, but they do the like, hey, introduce yourself and tell people about yourself. And she's like, hi, I'm such and such. I moved here. My dad opened up this cafe. Check out all this cool pottery. And every mug is different. And if you want to have a mug, you want to like drink out of these mugs, you can come visit my dad's cafe. And I thought that was just incredibly cute that she was just like, I'm going to use my time where I introduce myself to promote my dad's business and help out. I just thought that was great. She's just a sweetheart kid. I think I'm going to like this show a lot. I believe it will be back on Friday, so this Saturday I'll talk about the second episode. But yeah, just a lovely little series. Just a feel good little show. Again, I will try to watch Odd Taxi, but like it didn't vibe with me, so I don't know. Maybe maybe it will in the future. Maybe this next episode is going to be exactly what I needed, and I'll be like, "Oh, this show is incredible," but I just didn't. It didn't hook me in the first like 10 minutes. There's a lot of shows coming out. Also, there is just so many shows that I want to watch that come out on Friday and Saturday. So at least one of those shows I'm gonna bump. Uh, 1 to 2 will bump till I'll talk about on Monday, because there's a bunch of things that come out on Friday and there are a bunch of things that are coming out on Saturdays that I want to watch. Finally got that Funimation trial going and started watching My Hero Academia, which has been great so far. The website seems to be pretty bad so far since it's trouble getting me to next episode smoothly. Yes, Lord Crashington. Um, for shows like My Hero, and there are other ones that are going to be on both. I watch on Crunchyroll, like the second season of How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, Omega, will be out on both Funimation and Crunchyroll. I'm going to watch it on Crunchyroll. Uh, if given the option between the two, and again, My Hero, I watch on Crunchyroll. One Piece, I watch on Crunchyroll when I get caught up on that. Uh, Yashahime, when I was watching that, I watched that on Crunchyroll. They just do a better job. I think the browser works better. Now, the new beta, I didn't like the beta for Crunchyroll, but hopefully I won't be forced to use the new site or they'll make it better. Um, but yeah, Funimation is easy to search for things. I think their queue system works really well. It's just that I don't like their player compared to comparing their players. I'm not a big fan. So okay, so we can snap that in. These seem very loose. I mean, they're side skirts. They're going to be loose. But yeah, ooh, that keeps popping out. So let's see if I can get that pop on here. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be the point of failure on this kit. Are these side skirts? But we got them on. All right, we are body complete on here. We're going to work on the weapons now, but we at least have completed the body of the kit, with the exception of obviously the big backpack. I'll give the app on PS5 a try and see if that's better, which I'd expect. Yeah, just through the web, the Funimation's web browsing is not ideal. But as I get in here to work on the beam rifle, let me tell you right now, this Friday, Saturday, what I'll have. I'll have, as I said, we will have, I believe, unless it is always going to be a Monday show and they just always keep that, I believe it'll be back on Let's Make a Mug 2 will be appearing on Fridays. So I have Let's Make a Mug. I finished everything on here. Great. Sorry, let me find L while I'm saying. So Let's Make a Mug. So I'm a Spider, so what? The second half of the season is continuing, so I'm going to be watching that. Those Snow White notes. My Hero Academia Season 5. I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level, Shadow House, and Tokyo Revengers. That's all Friday, Saturday. Those are all shows that come on Friday, Saturday. Also, there's still it's coming a couple weeks late in the season. I don't know when the second season of Welcome to Demon School Irmakun. I believe that'll be a Saturday. So at least one, if not two of those shows will move into my Sunday, Monday watching. It might be My Hero because that is more likely it'll be a Saturday show that I just bump over. But it also, oh yeah, Sword Saint. Did I put? No, that is a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Right now, my Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is 4 shows because I also didn't talk about it on stream. I finally watched the first episode of Jorin, the Princess of Blood and Snow, and I was like, meh, not my thing. If it gets great, I'll go back to it. That's kind of how I'm feeling on it. But yeah, I was like, meh, not really. So yeah, so one of my Saturday shows, because right now my Saturday shows are just too many. My Saturday shows are like just too many shows. Oh, also Dynazenon. Yes, SSSS Dynazenon is also a show in there. So that's right now I got 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I'm not watching 8 shows in 2 days. That's not happening. So at least one of those, if not 2, if not 3, are going to move, or I'll drop them. I want to give Tokyo Revengers a chance because I really like the premise. Shadow House, I'm less like kind of like enamored with. It sounds kind of cool, but I kind of like the idea of a mystery, spooky, maybe horror-y slice of life. The idea of like a dark slice of life like that, I'm like kind of interests me, but I don't know if it'll be good. As I said, they're definitely like I definitely am gonna have to bump something. Also, right now I only have 2 shows to watch on Sunday and Monday, so they're both come up on Sunday, so I'll need more shows to talk about with y'all on stream. All right, so I gotta get L working on the weapon here, our big gun here, and again a sticker that goes on this. And putting a sticker on a, I believe, clear piece, which is always an odd choice, but we're doing it. Got to put this, for our scope, we're putting a green sticker on a white, or sorry, clear piece of plastic. We'll put this on here. And then we are going to put this right there on top of it. We could just leave it clear, but I do like the green, and it's not too hard to apply. I think that'll look good. Don't worry about top coat or anything. We'll just apply the sticker. Looks pretty neat. I'm getting a new X-Acto knife, folks. This X-Acto knife, I like a thinner handle than this, with a little bit more grip on it than just the grip here. And then also thinner blades because I'm getting a thinner X-Acto knife, so this will be my backup knife. And I'm getting a bunch of blades. That's coming tomorrow, so I'll be able to use that on Thursday. And I am excited to have that because that'll be helpful. Oops. This popped out. So yeah, that is a piece of gear that I purchased. Got a good price on one, so I'm gonna get that. Why does this not want to pop in here? This does not want to pop in. Right. So I might hit that with some liquid cement after the stream because if it pops out again, I'll put liquid cement on there to keep it in place, as always. But let's try to get this gun done. We got some time left on the stream. If you have anything, hey, let me know. If you have anything that you're excited about coming up, anything going on with y'all. Again, my next build stream will be this Thursday, where we are going to work on the backpack on this kit. And I think that's going to take most of the stream because we get the shield and the knife, our little knives. Got to build the armor Schneider, which are just knives that fit in the sides here. Instead of beam sabers, this thing has little pouches here that pop open for knives, which is fun. And as I said, this thing does not want to stay on. Try to get that on there. So I'll show on this side. Whoop, that popped off too. Basically, this pops open, and then there's a place to put your knife. The big folding knives. Yes, they have big folding knives, the Schneiders. So it's just got like switchblades basically. But these side things don't really want to stay on, so I don't think these were designed particularly great. So I'll probably make them but just hold them for show and not put them on the kit. Or in the kit, I should say. But yeah, so we got to do the shield, we got to do the big folding knives, and then we've got to build the Ootori. So I think it'll be most of next week we'll be doing that. I always dug that on the strike or like the box cutter for the Evangelions. Yes. I mean also like, the wrist blade on the heavy arms. Like that. That's just a good. That's just some good bit of business right there. All right, we're gonna get this out here. We'll snip there, and then we've got to get. Yeah. Let's get this weapon together here, and yeah, this piece. Is that piece not for this gun? Yeah, I guess this is from another version of the gun. Okay, or it's for something else. But that leftover piece there. But yeah, we'll get this gun together. It'll be good to have that done. Don't have to worry about that later. Yes, I do think a mobile suit having knives is a fun bit of business. Or just like you expect a beam saber to come out of those side things, and this is just like, no, we don't have beam sabers. We're not worried about beam sabers. We got knives. We're here to bring the knives to the party. Don't you worry about it. Okay, and heck yeah. I guess we can hit this with some black. We got a little time left. Random question, says Aristophan. What's your favorite movie scenes? What is your favorite movie series? Sorry, what is my favorite movie series? Huh. Strike Gundam, Trans Am. Yes. Uh, let's see. My favorite movie series. Well, for a long time, I was a big fan, and I'm still a small fan of the View Askewverse, which is Kevin Smith's series of movies that are interconnected. I think that the last Jay and Silent Bob movie wasn't great, although some people really liked it. I was not one of them. I didn't think Clerks 2 was particularly great. I do think that it probably should have ended with Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back because that felt like as far as those series of movies go. But I respect a lot of it. I respect like having Dogma just ready to go at any point and finally getting to make it, and maybe it's not the best. Jersey Girl is not, to my mind. Jersey Girl is him making a movie. It is in the same way Zack and Miri. Those are movies that Kevin Smith made, but to me those are not part of the View Askewverse. Those are just movies he did. Uh, that's my opinion. But to me, Jersey Girl doesn't exist in the same world that Chasing Amy and Mallrats exist in. That's just, that is my fan interpretation. Those have been for a long time like some of my favorite movies and movie series. The View Askewverse. Uh, Diminishing returns, but I still think there's something to be pulled from the Nolan Batman movies. I do like them in order that they were released, but I do think that there is that they're still great. I still think Batman Begins is fantastic. It has been a hot minute since I saw it, but I still think it's pretty great. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty high with me. I mean, yeah. Try to think if there's any other ones that I'm like, I definitely need to say this. I'm definitely going to be kicking myself later about something I didn't say here, but that's just how life is. I'm sure there's some series. The original Lord of the Rings trilogy is probably yours. Yeah, I mean, those are great. 20-year anniversary of the first movie. So hey, sorry. Also, yes, that's happening. 20-year anniversary. Uh, but yeah, I would say that I do enjoy them. I don't know if that's one of my favorite movie series, but it's a series I really like. This doesn't really fit well on this, does it? So we get that going good. All right, well, I'm just going to put this gun here. We finished the gun. We got to do the knife blades. We got to do the shield. Those will come. I might just do the knives, because the knives are really easy. I might do the knives on my own time, but I'll certainly show them off. Um, but we are body complete here. Star Wars used to be an easy answer. Yeah, I mean, Star Wars is now a complicated answer. I do love a lot of stuff in Star Wars, but it is more complicated than it was. Yes, it's old. Anyway, that's going to do it. So, what do we do at the end of streams? Well, we raid. So don't worry, we're not done here. We're just done with my stream. We are going to go raid. I saw a reference the other day to The Matrix came out in the late 1900s. It's not wrong. I know it's not, that's not inaccurate. It's just, it is a true thing. And it does hurt. And you're not wrong for thinking it hurts. But yeah, we're gonna go to check out. Let's see. I'm gonna go check out who is streaming on my friends list. So we'll go do that real quick here. Go over to my Twitch. Pause so I don't hear myself talking a little while ago, and see if we have anybody we want to go visit who's doing stuff. When did this person start? Because they are great. Let's see when Liz started doing streaming, or started their stream for tonight. They did not say when they started streaming on Twitter, but we're gonna go raid Liz Star. Liz Star rules. And so we are gonna go give Liz Star a raid in just a bit. Liz is playing Super Mario World, which I'm gonna guess Liz is doing something silly in Super Mario World. I'm going to guess that is something nice. Thanks for the stream. Well, thank you for being here, Istvan. Appreciate that. Thank you to everybody that decided to come by the stream. Again, I will be checking out the Arcade Spirits demo on Wednesday and then doing something else. I haven't decided yet. I have to figure that out tomorrow. So that'll be tomorrow. I'm going to do the Arcade Spirits demo and then something else. Yeah, okay. So jump half. But yeah, we're going to go raid Liz, who rules. Thanks for being here. Hope you have a great night. Come see my stream on Wednesday, and then model kit building on Thursday. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Oh, we gotta wait. Sorry. I'm saying goodbye before we queue up. Queue up to come to this raid, because it's going to be fun, because Liz is great. So we're just going to go raid. I hope you all have a great evening. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.